Hey guys, welcome back and happy Thursday. All right, guys, so obviously we know that we did not get a new episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County season 16 last night, which I just went on a rant about in another pre-record, only because I don't understand why Bravo is giving us Vanderpump Rules, but then we have Below Deck and we're getting never before seen scenes, but not a real episode. But we get a new episode of Vanderpump Rules, but not Real Housewives of Orange County. We get never before seen scenes. I find that to be just a little frustrating only because why are we getting some shows and not other shows? Anyways, I got my Orange County fix because James Bergener and Noella, we know that they're going through a nasty divorce at this point, and there's a lot of questions, and they both keep on kind of defending their side against one another. It's been a lot on social media, but James did just post a message from an attorney. I believe it's his attorney, and it has a lot of what they're calling facts. Now, if you didn't catch the social media post, I have all of the details. But before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And don't forget to hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so there was a message, kind of like a letter that was typed up. I believe it's James Bergener's attorneys, and they're called the Core Law Group Limited Liability Partnership. All right, so in this letter, it starts off by saying, in our modern world, people often exploit television and social media to twist facts and influence opinions. Sadly, online public shaming can be a tool for emotional and financial leverage. Noella Bergener has used social media and television to do just that. Our goal is to provide the public with the facts related to James Bergener's ongoing divorce from Noella Bergener. Now, here are the points. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points. Okay. First point. James and Noella dated for 5 years. They were legally married on June 18th of 2020. Their marriage lasted about 1 year. Second point. James and Noella moved their family to the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico in late 2020. They were granted permanent residence in January of 2021. James and Noella signed documents under penalty of perjury stating that they intended to permanently reside in Puerto Rico. The only house they own is in Puerto Rico. Noella made several social media posts in 2021 sharing the family's excitement about living in Puerto Rico. All right, so that's interesting to me because when we're listening to Noella talk on the show, she's saying, I don't understand why James doesn't just sell our vacation home in Puerto Rico, like just sell it and pay off the debt. The home is worth $14 million. The debts are about $6 million. Sell that. We can keep what's left over. If we sell it, let's say for $14 million, pay off $6 million in debts, then we're sitting on a cool $8 million left. Yeah, it sounds great, but something doesn't add up because why wouldn't you do that if that's the case? Point number 3. In May of 2021, Noella left the family home in Puerto Rico and returned to California to pursue a television role on The Real Housewives of Orange County. James continued to reside in Puerto Rico. He still resides in Puerto Rico today. So now they're making it look like, okay, Noella was on board with moving to Puerto Rico. And someone even posted where she literally wrote back in a comment and said that she was so excited to move to Puerto Rico. She loves it there. She can't wait to have her family there, which was interesting to see. But now they're painting it like she was in Puerto Rico and then the producers called from Real Housewives of Orange County and they're like, Noella, we want to bring you on the show. So she moved back, rented a home in Orange County and left James behind in Puerto Rico. That's how they're painting this. But is that the truth? Well, that's what we're getting here. I'm sure Noella has her own side to this. And she did even go on social media last night when this was posted and said, I'm still trying to recover from my husband's Christmas post, but should I address this or should I take a bath with my child and just relax? She ended up not addressing it, but it's a matter of time. And I'm sure as she stews on this, thinks about it and rereads it, she will come out with her side of the story, but let's keep going. Now, the fourth point. In late July 2021, James told Noella he did not want their son to be a part of the Real Housewives of Orange County, well, the television show. James does not want their son exploited for fame and ratings. He said, well, it said, we aren't mentioning their son's name for the same privacy concerns. Point number 5, on July 9th, or July 29th, I'm sorry, of 2021, Noella's legal representatives told our firm that Noella was going to file for separation from James. James filed for divorce the next day in Puerto Rico. Point number 6. After multiple hearings, a Puerto Rico judge ruled Puerto Rico is the appropriate jurisdiction for the divorce proceeding. James and Noella both appeared, represented by Puerto Rico lawyers, and made their respective cases. Noella's public claim that there was a fraudulent divorce is simply false. The next point, a Puerto Rico court divorced James and Noella, okay, making them single people. On December 8th of 2021, custody and financial issues will be addressed separately if a settlement is not reached. There are 2 points left here, and this is a lot. Since September 2021, James and Noella have participated in mediation and ongoing settlement discussions about custody and financial issues of their one-year marriage. A retired judge acted as a mediator. James and Noella have both been represented by lawyers during the settlement discussions. James believes his proposals are fair, generous, and within the bounds of the law. Lastly, since August 1st of 2021, James has repeatedly asked to see his son. He has paid substantial sums in childcare, housing, therapy, health insurance, food, and other expenses for his son, and amounts that supplement Noella's lifestyle. James feels Noella is withholding their son and using the media to get more than she is entitled to. James feels extorted. And they ended this off by saying, James has not and will never abandon his son. He loves his son dearly, and any insinuation to the contrary is a lie. James hopes this public release speaks the truth to the derogatory statements that Noella continues to spread. James will not tolerate Noella exploiting their son for fame or financial leverage. James asks everyone to please respect his son's privacy and not to believe everything that they see on social media and the Real Housewives. All right, guys, with that, we also found out, and this was interesting to me, I didn't know this, but someone pointed out that Noella actually met James while he was still married. Now, someone in the comments, in a comment, responded to what Noella's going through, saying pretty much, sorry, girl, like, love your spirit and your view, your point of view on life, but based on how y'all met and the fact that he was married when y'all began dating, what did you honestly expect him to do when he was backed in a corner? He's a narcissist and they will never change. She replied saying, when you're right, you're right. Technically, he was separated in a marriage and paper alone, and we were both dating other people, but I get your point. I was convinced my love was going to fix him. To all the ladies out there dating a man who acts like a boy, take your valuable love and pour it into yourself. All right, guys, with this and the new facts, the points listed by James, I want to know what your thoughts are. This came from an attorney, and again, you could just go check it out on James's Instagram. Right now, his Instagram is solely just to address this divorce. I mean, I think there's only like 4 or 5, maybe 6 posts, and it's all about the divorce, nothing else. I mean, you can see, I'm sure people are ripping him apart because we're only hearing Noella's side on the show. We're not hearing anything from James, but I do want to hear your opinion. So go ahead, give me your unfiltered opinions. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And don't forget to hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.